Hey, it's the Sporting Tribune today, and it is a big weekend in college football. So it's perfect timing for our guest joining us right now, Marty Smith. For those watching right now on the stream, he has a book coming out this Tuesday, Sideline CEO Leadership Principles from Championship Coaches. Marty, first off, thank you for joining us. And the book starts with the forward from Tim Tebow. And that note basically talks about leadership and how leadership is often disguised as influence. And we get flowers around here. So, first off, in my career, you've been a great influence. How are you on one of the biggest college football weekends?
Oh, my man, I'm great. I really appreciate your kind words and you offering me the platform to discuss it. Tim's a really special person in my life too. He's just such an indomitable person, and he's so staunch in his beliefs and his belief in people that he loves. And he's been just such an important person in my life. Sorry, brother, I just boarded an airplane, so that's
No
why you're hearing
worries.
people talking in the background behind me. But yeah, my hope with this book is I hope that people could take its tutelage and its wisdom, because these are, I mean, it's a who's who. It's Nick Saban, Dabo Sweeney, Mac Brown, Kirby Smart, Roy Williams, John Calipari, Tom Izzo, Patty Gasso, Kim Mulkey, on and on. I mean, it's a who's who of champion wisdom, championship leaders, and them sharing the pillars that they believe it takes to make great leaders and sustain excellence as a professional. So I think it's applicable to uh, people in any business, and even myself as a father. I mean, I've enveloped some of this into my own daily walk in the way that I manage, kind of my walk as a dad. And so I think people are really going to learn when they pick up Sideline CEO.
And listen, Marty, you didn't even give them all the coaches. Trust me, it is a lot more, the greatest coaches throughout a plethora of different sports. So I have to ask you the process of writing this book, and of course, all these conversations that you had with these coaches. Is there one specific conversation that was your favorite?
Well, there were so many. I tell you, brother, the crisis management chapter, which is it's chapter 6. Leaders, when people assume or aspire to get to leadership roles, in this instance, coaching, you don't really sign up for crisis management, but also almost invariably you have to do it. And so many of these coaches gave me such unbelievable storytelling about times when they had to do it. Like, Doc Rivers, when he was the head coach and the general manager of the LA Clippers, had to manage that moment when the franchise's previous owner, Donald Sterling, made racist remarks.
Hmm.
And so Doc has to go in to practice with these players who are hurt, pissed, confused, and he has to try to, reach them on their level, because in his words, all of them saw him as an extension of that ownership because he was the general manager and the coach. So he had to humanize himself to them and walk them through the impossible. And so it's that kind of storytelling. Matt Brown sharing with me that, he receives a phone call one day from the Texas State Police, and they're asking him to identify a young man's body because that young man had on a Texas national championship ring, and that national championship ring had that young man's name on it. And they asked Mac to call the parents and inform them. So it really is a ton of depth in the process of being a leader, and that's just the one chapter.
No, 100%. And look, I'm looking forward to it. I'm on chapter 4 right now. I'm looking forward for people to being able to get their hands on it this upcoming Tuesday when it releases. And I'm curious because, I said you talk to a lot of coaches, professional, collegiate. And when it comes to college coaches, obviously there's an evolution, not only in kids and what they're doing, college football, the sport, how so many things have changed. What's your conversations with some of these college football coaches? Did they talk about the evolution and how they've had to evolve with the changing times in the sport?
Absolutely. It's the last chapter of the book is evolution. It's classic Eckhart Tolle. If you don't evolve, you die. And there's never been a moment in college sports like there is right now where you have this sort of intersection where the transfer portal and name, image, likeness and conference expansion and all these different variables are converging at the exact same time. And it makes for a very transient sport. And, I mean, you look at what Deion's doing in Colorado. I mean, he took a program that was irrelevant at best and has made it the biggest story in all of sport in just a matter of months because of his dynamic personality. You know, he's sort of the center point, and everything else sort of radiates from him. That light that radiates from him with, I mean, not only are they relevant, they're the biggest story in sports, and they're winning, which, you know, that's his job. And so it is a very different time. The college football that I fell in love with, I've said this many times of late, it doesn't exist anymore. It's a very different sport. I love it. I'm so grateful I get to be immersed in it and have platforms in it, but it is not the Virginia Tech football that I grew up going to watch with my dad.
No, that's for sure. And I'm curious with you, Marty, in your career, who was your favorite leader when it comes to your media career, and why? Why do you choose them?
Well, there are several, but I would say the one that probably is the leader that really started to shape me the most was a guy named Ray Cox, who was a preps writer in Virginia at the Roanoke Times newspaper, because he was the first person that really saw some writing talent in me. And, you know, I do television now, and I've done television now. I've been at ESPN for almost 20 years now. But I'm a writer by trade. I studied print journalism in college. That's where I cut my teeth. And Ray offered me this job as a junior in college. And I had real life deadlines. I had to be accountable for people along with a, 18-hour class load. So he really crafted me and believed in me and gave me that responsibility. And then from there's been so many different people who saw something in me, whether it was passion or, I guess in some cases talent, although I think that's debatable. But nonetheless, I'm so grateful for every single one of them. Lee Fitting, Lee Fitting is the guy at ESPN who I was a NASCAR reporter. I was a very sports-centric reporter in a niche sport, and he said, no, that passion belongs in college football. I'm going to put you with Ohio State in 2000 when they have Joey Bosa, and they have Michael Thomas, and they have Ezekiel Elliott, and they have pro dudes everywhere, and Urban Meyer's head coach, and they're going to win the national championship, and you're going to be the guy that tells America about that team, when I'd never done college football. So he believed in me when I didn't even believe in myself, and that's the essence of leadership.
100%. And Marty, I know you're on this flight, so we're going to get you out of here with two quick ones. Obviously, this weekend is jam-packed. I'm pretty sure, I don't know who scheduled this book to come out a couple of days after this weekend, but great timing. If I have to make you just pick one for some evil reason, you can only watch one game this weekend: USC, Colorado, Notre Dame, Ohio State, and plenty others. Which one are you going with?
If I can only watch one game, that's hard. I think I would probably go Oregon, Colorado right now because, Colorado's on this run. They're this massive story. Everybody's paying attention. They're breaking ratings records at our network. And then you have Oregon on the other side with the intrigue of Dan Lanning, the head coach up there, basically saying, I don't remember a time when Colorado was relevant. And he's not backing off those statements. So there's a lot of interesting storylines in that game. Oregon is I don't know, I think as you and I speak, they're a 3-touchdown favorite, I think. And, there's a lot of juice in that one. Oregon has a great team. So we're really going to find out who Colorado is. This is a barometer game. And, of course, they're missing Travis Hunter, which really hurts them, but it's a big weekend for them. And I guess I would say that one, even though I'm on my way right now as we speak to Auburn, Texas A&M. That's the game I have this weekend. And that one should be great, too. I really like what A&M's doing with Bobby Petrino at offensive coordinator. Connor Wegman is playing out of his mind at quarterback, and it's really starting to sort of come into focus for Jimbo here in year 6 down in College Station.
Marty, you're on your way to this game. I am here on vacation for my son's birthday at Disney World, so we're closing out with this one. Marty Smith, what's your favorite Disney ride?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'd say Rock and Roller Coaster. My kids and I love that thing, and we're that family that we'll go there, we'll ride that thing, and one more time, Daddy, and I'm not going to say no. My little girl looks at me, and she asks me, I'm going to say, yep, you got it, honey. To say that I'm wrapped around her finger is a colossal understatement, Senator.
There it is. It's a beautiful thing. Marty, listen, I know you got to go on this flight, so thank you so much for making the time. And for everyone, Sideline CEO, leadership principles, and championship coaches, look at it right here on the camera. Get yourself the
Thank
copy
you.
of this book coming out this Tuesday, September 26th. Marty, thank you so much.
I'm so grateful for you, brother. Thank you for the platform and your spirit. And y'all have a great one. Appreciate you. Enjoy this weekend. A great ball.
There it is. Marty, have a safe flight. Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much, man. Have a great evening.
You too. Take care.